Hey guys, so a couple days ago, I finally went and saw the last of the Best Picture nominees, Oscar Best Picture nominees, Lion. I hadn't seen. I've seen every one of them except this movie, so I was like, it finally came to my movie theater surprisingly this past weekend, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna finally go check this movie out. Um, I had This has been the first time I've actually seen every Best Picture nomination since like 2013. So that's something that very rarely ever happens. It's very rarely does my movie theater ever put out every nominate or movie nominated for Best Picture, and I was very shocked by that. So I was also kind of very happy. But This is a movie, honestly, going in, I didn't know much about. Uh, Other than it was nominated for Best Picture. To the point, I'm pretty certain the people the movie theater attendants that worked there didn't really know much about it either, because the guy who sold me the ticket goes, the hell's that about? Like, that's seriously what they said. I told him it's a movie nominated for Best Picture. It's like, oh, what the hell is it about? I'm like, I don't know. That was basically my response. All I got out of I never got a trailer for it, and honestly, I didn't know really much. I hadn't even really heard about it until it uh, started getting Oscar buzz and stuff. All I could get out of it was that it was about a kid lost in India or something. I was like, whatever. That's okay. I kind of went in with a fresh, open mind about it. Um, and yeah, it was okay. That's pretty much my response to it. It was okay. I didn't think it deserved a Best Picture nomination. I might be in the minority there, but I thought this was not a Best Picture contender whatsoever. There's a lot better movies that got fucking ignored uh, this year that should have got a nomination and didn't. So yeah, that's the way it goes anymore. Unfortunately, the only reason I could see this movie kind of got nominations was because it's kind of similar to something like Slumdog Millionaire, and that's about it. Even though this movie has a chance in hell of winning, um, I did find it was okay. It's a fine little film. It's an uplifting, kind of touching story that I enjoyed for the most part. I liked the main story of the movie, which followed uh, Dev Patel's character from like the open. I'll give this movie credit. The first 10-15 minutes with the little boy and his brother and his mother, they're living in the slums of India, and they're showing their life in the slums of India, how they were just making it barely through uh, their lives, living in this terrible situation. And I loved the little interaction between the big brother and the little brother. It's really cute. The majority of this movie is like in Hindi or Hindu. I'm sorry, I can't say that right. Hindi, right? And it's in subtitles, which is probably going to annoy people. I would say about 95% of this movie is in subtitles. It isn't like till like the second half of the movie where it kind of actually speak English. But they, I thought the best parts of this movie were the opening parts of this movie where they're showing it, and then like this little boy getting lost, even though it's kind of his own fucking dumb fault for getting on a train, an abandoned train, and falling asleep on it. I'm like, the kid was kind of fucking stupid to do that in the first place. I'm sorry. I know it's a kid, whatever. But he gets dropped off, or he gets off the train in was it Bengali? Is what it's called? And he doesn't speak the language. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where everybody keeps telling him the city that says he's from doesn't exist, so he's like really confused and lost, doesn't know where he's at. It's like it's really really captivating stuff. Like it was like I really felt horrible for this kid, man. I was like I mean, as a man, I hope this kid finds his fucking family. I mean, like you're like I felt so bad for this kid. Dev Patel is really good in this movie. I'll say that he has a goddamn good performance in this. I don't understand how he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor when he really is the lead in this movie. How the fuck does that work? He's the lead in this movie. He gets the majority of the fucking screen time. How is he the Best Supporting Actor? Who's the lead actor in this thing then? There's got to be a lead in there. I'm sorry, but there has to be a lead. There's always a lead, and then there's like supporting actors. There isn't just a bunch of supporting actors. I mean, I know ensemble cast, but there's always one actor that's prominent in it than others usually. And he's in this movie a majority of this. I'm like, but that's a nitpick of fucking Oscars. But he is really good in this movie. He deserved the acting nod. Nicole Kidman's fine too. Definitely not the strongest performance out of the Best Supporting Actress category, but she, like, Naomi Harris and Viola Davis should. I still think Naomi Harris should get that role, get that Oscar. I know I think Viola Davis is pretty much gonna get that, but I'm like, now I'm just talking about the Oscars. There's not much to talk about in this movie, but yeah, like I said, Nicole Kidman was fine in it. Although my main problem with this movie is that, honestly, other than the main story of Dev Patel as a kid, showing Dev Patel as a kid and all the fucked up shit he goes through, like as a kid, like including like a fucking child molester or something. I swear to God, what was that fucking creepy ass scene with the guy in the bed or touching him? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in that scene? It just kind of, but like, and then he, gets his family in it, or gets adopted by Nicole Kidman and everything else. And then, like, the main story where he's trying to find his family and using Google Earth is really good. Like, really captivating, cool shit. Like, how he's trying to piece back, like, where he lived, piece together where he lived by just memories and stuff. Kind of becomes Slumdog Millionaire. Somewhat. But, and he wasn't Slumdog Millionaire. But it's kind of captivating. My only problem with this movie is that, other than that, the other subplots that are going on in this movie, I couldn't give a flying fuck about. Mainly because they feel like they are just rushed, not really fully fleshed out enough for me to kind of like give a shit about. Like, there's this weird subplot of like the other adopted brother, who has some mental issues or something like that, and is very causing a lot of problems with Nicole Kidman. He really is just very vague in the problems that he's causing Nicole Kidman, and she might be sick because of it, or I have no idea. I couldn't care less. Like, I was like, I didn't get it. Like, I was like, okay. I was like, I didn't really flesh it out enough. They didn't focus enough, which you didn't really need to, because you had enough of a compelling story with this guy who's trying to find his family. Also, the relationship between him and Rooney Mara is just there. Sorry, but it's just there. She's just a character. Like, they literally meet one scene and then they're a couple. You meet her and then they're a couple and you're supposed to give a shit. It like skips time a lot. I'm like, to the point I can't figure out how long they were dating, or they knew each other before they started dating. I swear they just met and they started dating, to what it felt like. Like I said, I couldn't really, because of like them just kind of skipping, like really not fleshing out a lot of these subplots, I couldn't care about any of it. But I will say, like, you know, the resolution at the end of the movie when you find, or it gets a kind of happy ending, is really good and really touching and heartwarming. It tugged at my heartstrings a little bit, I'll admit. That was really a really great scene at the end. And I'm probably gonna get some shit for this, but I had no idea this was based off a true story. I shit you not. I went in just thinking that this was just a random story somebody made up, and the movie ended, and they started showing like real footage of the actual people that this movie's based off of. I'm like, this is based off a real story? Really? My mom, to which my mom replied, yeah, the guy was on Today's Show. I said, I had no idea. I said, I knew this was based off a book, but I didn't know it was based off a book. If I would have actually looked who wrote the book, I would have said, oh yeah, that's the guy's name from the movie. So yeah, yeah. I was like, man, I'm kind of stupid there. It's kind of cool, like seeing the live footage of the resolution of the movie, and it's, like I said, it's not a bad movie. And like, I wasn't honestly went by very quickly. Like, I checked my clock or checked my phone, and it was like and I thought it was gonna be like only an hour into it, and it was like an hour, like only had 20 minutes left of the movie. I went, oh shit! I was like, wow, I did not expect that. So I'm like, cool. And before I knew it was over, and I'm like, all right. So, damn, all right, I'm done. So it's like, yeah, it was fine. Like I said, doesn't have a chance in hell winning Best Picture, and it should not. Anyways, yeah, La La Land, I think it's just a fucking given that movie's gonna win Best Picture. I will be shocked if it doesn't. What else would fucking win? Oh, Manchester by the Sea, maybe, or Moonlight, maybe, but because I know that those were two that were kind of like front runners, but I think Manchester by the Sea is gonna get more like Casey Affleck and stuff, and probably gonna win, but that's about it. But Moonlight, I don't know what the hell is Moonlight like. Yeah, it won. That was a surprise when it won Best Drama. So maybe it will. I don't know. Maybe it'll pull off a shocker, but I pretty highly doubt that La La Land is not gonna. La La Land is probably gonna sweep a lot of shit, which I'm happy with. I know there's people trying to hate on that movie. I will not hate on that movie. It made my favorite film. It was my favorite film of 2016. So there you go. Trailers. I expected to get a lot of indie film trailers, but I got a weird assortment of trailers. I got like Despicable Me 3 and a lot of kids movies, and then also I got the new ones I got were Leap! Exclamation point. This is obviously like a foreign animated film that like is coming over here with English speaking actors. It's about a ballerina or a girl who lives in an orphanage with a little boy, and they escape the orphanage and she becomes a ballerina, or so. I don't fucking care. It looks bad. Like, honestly, it just looks stupid and boring. Apparently it's getting good reviews. So alright. I forget, it's called something else over in Europe, but I don't care. It's one of those I don't care. I'm sure. I hope. It's one of those, like, it's getting well received, so I'll probably have to go see it. I have no desire to see it. And the other one I got was The Wall. I was kind of distracted when I got this trailer because there was a loud group of women that walked in at the time that this the trailer started. So I got the gist of what this movie trailer is about. Of all people, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and it's a movie directed by Doug Liman, which points there. The guy made The Born Identity and Edge of Tomorrow. And it's starring Aaron Taylor Johnson and, of all people, John Cena, who are two soldiers that are pinned down by an Iraqi sniper, and all they have as cover is like this very flimsy wall in the middle of the desert. And it's like that for like it's a movie that's which worries me. It's relying on John Cena's performance for an hour and a half. So, yeah. Although it looked like he might be the one that's kind of like injured, so he might not have much speaking. It might be Aaron Taylor Johnson, which, all right then. More his performance will have to try to carry this movie. Whatever. Like I said, Doug Liman directing it. It's kind of like, all right, maybe this will be good. So yeah, that's as far as trailers go. I'll be back sometime this next week or here. So 2 movies. Get Out, which is getting insane reviews. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes it stands at right now, and it came out on Friday. Usually that rating goes down like by now. It's still at 100%. I would say the expectations for this movie have to be fucking high because of that. So what the fuck was that? I just heard something outside. Anyways, I don't know if anybody else heard that. It must have been thunder, but it's fucking February and it's like 78 degrees right now. Yeah, so Get Out. And then also my movie theater got Elle, that French film, which I have a lot to talk about as far as my opinions going into it. But I'll get into that later on. And I'm surprised we're getting it. And also, it's going to probably take me... I wanted to see it before the Oscar because Oscars happened on Sunday, and it's right now Friday. Ain't gonna happen. I am very busy at work, and guess what times this movie fucking only plays? 12:30 and 3:30 in the afternoon. And I don't usually get off to work until about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, so that ain't happening until probably later next week. So, yeah, I will get around to seeing that. I'll try to maybe I'll probably see Get Out. I might see Get Out by tomorrow, but I don't know yet. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later.